Are you tired of being weighed down? Have you fallen asleep on your health? This is your wake up call with my dad, Keith, my husband, Kyle, and me, Ashley.
Good morning. It is day 96, and this is your wake up call. This is Kyle. I'm talking from Tennessee at the homestead here, but I'm flying solo because Ashley is actually in North Carolina at the Heavy House Studios this morning.
Woo-woo.
So, woo. It's Friday, so it's Focus Friday. So, What's our idea for this morning?
The quote that I looked up, and it really spoke to me this week, is this. It says, health is not about the weight you lose, it's about the life you gain. Health is not about the weight you lose, it's about the life you gain.
I think that's an interesting quote, just for the fact that it's a shift in focus. Like, a lot of people get fixated on the number, and they get so fixated on that number on that scale that they miss out on everything else in life. And I understand. And I guess they miss a big part of, understanding that this is about a lifestyle change, not just a number on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up doing crazy stuff like starving themselves, or, form some kind of eating disorder because of focusing just on that number. Whereas if it's a lifestyle change, you're going to make significant changes, and you're actually going to get more out of it. Your happiness will be a lot better overall. Because you're going to have weeks where you just don't do well, and that can affect that number on the scale, and then that affects your mood, and that's where people start bombing out. So it's kind of what I think is, don't get fixated on that number.
Well, the thing about it is, if you are focused on your health and making healthy choices, the weight's going to come off. It's just going to. And I think you're right. People get a little obsessed. And even I get that way. Like, the scale is not moving the way I want it to. And I saw Mom last night, and she said, "You're looking good. You're getting skinny." I said, "Mom, no, I'm not skinny." And she goes, "It took you 30 years to put that weight on. It's going to take some time to get it off." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." But I also like this quote, talking about the life that you gain. And I was talking to Dad again last night about just how much easier it was to be at camp and to walk around and to move around. And I was just in a better mood. I had a better week. I branched out and did some things I wouldn't normally do, and I'm gaining life experiences through this. And, the weight's going to come off, and it is. But it's more about the things that I'm being able to do now that I couldn't do before. A lot of the time, that's been even more exciting than watching that number go down. Watching the number on the scale go down has been really exciting, but a lot of the stuff that I've done, because my health has improved, has been even better to experience.
Yeah, I think that's where the focus needs to be is, getting healthy. And I think all of us have a perfect weight that we'll eventually get to
Right.
if we, work the plan. And I don't think you really have to focus on that scale. The
Uh-uh.
scale's going to be an indicator of, what you're doing. But,
Right.
if you're 6'9", then 130-pound body weight's not going to be very good.
Right. Right.
Some people focus on a number that really doesn't suit, their physical being.
Hmm.
They worry about, I need to be 105 pounds or whatever, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's like I've said, my goal weight is to be 185 pounds. I've never weighed that. I remember going to the doctor in seventh grade, and being over 200 pounds at this point, and I was 4 or 5 inches shorter than I am now. And I remember that doctor telling me, if you could get down to about 175, that would be a good weight for you. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay,
It was probably some
now,
skinny doctor who didn't have trouble with weight at all.
no. I think he was right on with that. 175 pounds for a woman is heavy for most female bodies, right? But my body, I've got a pretty large bone structure, and people always say, well, I'm just big boned, that's why I'm big. Well, I really am big boned, and then I've got fat on top of it,
In the sense that your frame is.
My frame is large, yeah. And anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking, well, if I was 3 or 4 or 5 inches shorter then, and 175 was good then, I'm just thinking maybe 185 is good, and I might get to 185 and decide I need to lose 10 more or 15 more. I've never been, at that body weight in my adult frame before, so it's just a number, But if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and making good choices, then I'll just have to see how that number will change once I approach that goal. Whether it's going to be a good place to stop or if I need to keep going. I really don't know. I just know that I need to get this fat off my body and, build some muscle and be healthier.
Yep, I think that's the key. Just, focus on what you need to be doing and not worry about that scale so much.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. People, well, and I think we all kind of do this. Our perception of self is different than reality sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if in a large person, you have a little bit of dysmorphic, body dysmorphic disorder type stuff where you kind of think, I'm big as a house, and you always are going to feel that way. When in actuality, you've lost a significant amount of weight. You get obsessed on that scale. To me, if I'm fitting in the right size jeans and are good size, and I can. I'm just thinking about just everyday stuff that I could do, like just living day to day. If I can live a better life overall, I'm going to be happier than if my scale says a certain number. If I'm 220 pounds, but I can sit in a stadium seat or fly on an airplane and not need a belt extender, or, just, walk 5 miles without stopping. But it still says 220. At some point, if I get stuck there, I'm going to have to stop beating myself up, and just, embrace kind of where I'm at. And I think in time it'll go down if your lifestyle is right. It'll go down. The scale will take care of itself.
Yeah.
So,
I just think I'm a little over 30 pounds down. It's nowhere near where I wanted to be at this point. However, I think about the things I've already accomplished, and I've only lost 30 pounds, and then I think about, well, what if my life already looks this different and I'm only 30 pounds lighter? How different is my life going to look when I'm 100 pounds lighter, or 120 pounds lighter, or however far this goes, And so it's not even really about the 30 pounds, because that sounds insignificant, when you're this big. That sounds like nothing. But the amount of things that have changed in my life is way more significant,
yeah.
This sounds really stupid to most people, but at camp, I played Foursquare with a bunch of people I didn't even know. I would normally get such anxiety even thinking about playing any sort of game involving a ball. I wouldn't have even touched it. And no, I wasn't very good at it, but, Timmy said, hey, let's go play some Foursquare, and I was like, okay. And I got in line, and I played, and it was fine, And that's not something that takes a lot of skill or athletic ability, really. But just the fact that I decided I was going to do it is a big deal.
Yep.
We mentioned that bicycle trip a million times before. That was a huge deal. And ever since we've gone, I can't stop thinking about it. I want to go back. And that's a huge change.
Yep.
And I was only like 20 pounds lighter at that point. So it's all about the life experiences we're gaining.
Right on.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening this morning. I just hope that you're focused. If you're listening to us this morning, that your focus isn't fixated on a scale; it's fixated on improving your life. And that's our hope for our podcast, is that we're helping you guys improve your life. That we're encouraging you to, make choices that improve your life overall and you as an individual. Don't be fixated on the scale. Just focus on improving what you do each and every day. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to us if you're listening on YouTube. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. You can also join the conversation over on social media at Our Heavy House on Instagram and Facebook. Guys, we would love to hear from you, and we'd love to continue talking more about this. Hey, thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow.